ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरुः श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरु वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपदां सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमः। ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरतुसे नमः। पंचतत्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूप स्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकम्। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा। Thank you very much, dear devotees, for kindly giving your association. Very grateful to all of you. We will continue our reading of Sri Chaitanya Bhagavad by Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur. So we are reading from the Adi Khanda, chapter 7, and last Sunday we read till verse number 109. So we'll continue from verse number 110. We discussed so far how Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's elder brother, Sri Vishwarup, he took sannyas and he left home when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was just 5 or 6 years old. And after Sri Vishwarup he left home by taking sannyas, we saw how in those days there was no way to communicate. Once you take sannyas, you keep traveling, and then your parents, your friends, your relatives, your neighbors will never see you. So Sri Advaita Acharya, Srivas Thakur, Haridas Thakur, Kolavecha Sridhar, Shuklambar Brahmachari, all these devotees are mentioned that they were part of Sri Advaita Acharya's devotee group. They would meet every day at the house of Sri Advaita Acharya and they would discuss Krishna Katha. And Vishwarup was also one of them. So after Vishwarup left them, took sannyas, they had mixed feelings. They were sad because they were separated from the association of such a pure devotee, dear friend, and they were also elated. They were also happy because they knew that Vishwarup has done what is the highest good for everyone. Savay pumsam paro dharmo yatho bhakti radhokshaje ahaytuki apratihata yayatma suprasidati. Taking sannyas, taking the renounced order of life, facilitates our bhakti becoming ahaytuki apratihata. Without any motivation, and uninterrupted. Because unfortunately in Grahastha Ashram there are so many other responsibilities which may not be directly Krishna consciousness. They are indirectly Krishna conscious activities. But as a renunciate, as a sannyasi specifically, there is more opportunity for completely 100% focusing on just service to Shri Krishna. So they were happy in that sense. And we saw how overwhelmed by grief the whole community of devotees, including Jagannath Mishra, the father of Sri Vishwarup, they decided that we will also go to the forest because we want to be in the association of Vishwarup. We will also go to the forest. But then who spoke? Sri Advaita Acharya. Sri Advaita Acharya spoke and he said, please don't do anything like this. Don't leave Navadvip. Don't take sannyas. Don't go to the forest. I am feeling a certain type of joy, a very peculiar joy I'm feeling in my heart, which indicates that Sri Krishna has already advented. Tomorrow is the day of Sri Krishna Jayanti, Sri Krishna Janmashtami. It is the day, Srila Prabhupada writes it in Krishna book, the advent of Lord Krishna. So Sri Advaita Acharya said that Ebe bada vasomui hridaye ullas hena bhuji Krishna Chandra karila prakash. That I can understand, I'm feeling such a ulhas, such a happiness, such a joy in my heart that I can understand that Sri Krishna Chandra has karila prakash, has advented. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur translates as Sri Krishna Chandra has already advented. So Advaita Acharya pacified everyone. He said, stay here. Very soon you will experience, you will be able to participate in Sri Krishna's amazing pastimes right here in Nadia. And such pastimes have not even been enjoyed by great devotees like Shukdev Goswami and Prahlad Maharaj. Kadachit yaha na paya shuka va prahlad toma sabar bhritiyo paive se prasad. You will get special mercy of Krishna. Just stay here. Such mercy even Prahlad Maharaj and Shukdev Goswami have not received. Just stay here. So, Shuni Advaitera Ati Amrita Vachana Parama Anande Hari Bole Bhaktagana. They all became happy hearing the words of Sri Advaita Prabhu and they started chanting Hari Hari. Then what happened? Hari Boli Bhaktagana Karaye Hunkar Sukhamaya Chittavritti Haila Savar. Everyone became Sukhamaya Chittavritti. They became happy hearing the words of Advaita Acharya that Krishna has come. That Krishna, they are devotees of Krishna and their object of their worship, Shri Krishna, has come. So they were very happy. We start today's discussion from verse number 110. Shishu Sange Krida Kare Shri Gaura Sundara Hari Dhvani Shuni Jaya Badira Bhitara. Now inside the house, Advaita Acharya spoke these words to Sri Jagannath Mishra, Shachi Mata, and all the other devotees who were crying and lamenting in separation from Shri Vishwarup. So when Sri Advaita Acharya spoke these words of reassurance and hope, everyone started chanting Hari Hari, Hari Hari, Hari Hari. Outside the house, little Nimai, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, little Nimai was playing with his friends. And who were his friends? Gadadhar Pandit, Mukunda Datta. All these were his friends, childhood friends. He was playing with them in the courtyard of the house of Jagannath Mishra. And from inside he heard this Hari Dhvani, Hari Hari, Hari Hari. Shishu Sange Krida Kare Shri Gaura Sundara. He was playing Krida. He was playing with his friends outside. Hari Dhvani Shuni Jaya Badira Bhitara. As soon as he heard Hari Hari from inside the house, he ran inside the house. He stopped his play and he came inside the house. Ki karye aila baap bole bhaktagane Prabhu bole tomara da kila more kene. So when Mahaprabhu, little Nimai, 5-year-old boy, he ran inside the house. All the devotees said, Ki karane? Why have you come inside suddenly running? So little Nimai said, because you are calling my name. I heard my name being called. They were chanting Hari Hari, not Gaura Hari. But he said, I heard my name. That's why I came. Why did you call me? Tomara dakila more kene. Why did you call me? That's why I came. Eta boli Prabhu Shishu sange dhaiya jai Tathapi na jane keha prabhura maya. Saying this, that, oh, I came because I thought you called me. Okay, you didn't call me. Okay, I'll go and continue my play. And again, Nimai ran outside the house and continued his krida, continued his playing pastimes with his friends. Tathapi na jane keha prabhura maya. So they were chanting Hari Hari, and little Nimai came inside, said, I came because you called my name. But none of them could understand that he's that Krishna Chandra who has advented in their midst. Why? Prabhura Maya. Because of his Yoga Maya, because of his Leela Shakti, they could not understand that our Nimai is Krishna. So he went outside and started playing with his friends. Ye avadhi vishwarupa haila bahira tadavadhi prabhu kichu haila susthira. So little Nimai was very restless. He was very naughty. He used to play so many pranks. We read about his wonderful pranks, especially on the banks of Sri Ganga Devi. But after Vishwarup took sannyas, ye avadhi Vishwarupa haila bahira. When Vishwarup took sannyas and left, went outside, never came back. Tadavadhi, at that time, Prabhu kichu haila susthira. Then his restlessness subsided. Nimai became more serious. He became grave and sober. He gave up his naughtiness. As if suddenly this 5-year-old boy who was very, very naughty, suddenly has become very mature. Became very mature, very sober. Niravadhi thake pita matara samipe dukha pasarayena janani janake. Very beautiful verse. Niravadhi thake pita matara samipe. Day and night, Nimai would stay with his mother and father, with Shachi Mata, Ai, and with Jagannath. Day and night, Niravadhi. Continuously he would stay with his, by the side of his mother and father. Pita Matara Samipe. He would stay with them. Why? Because they were so depressed. Vishwarup had taken sannyas. First, 8 daughters had died. Shachi Mata had 8 daughters. And they all died one after the other. Then they had a son, Vishwarup, who took sannyas. So they were very sad. Now they have only one son, Nimai. So to console his parents, to give them some peace and joy, continuously he stayed at their side. Niravadhi thake pita matara samipe. So this teaches us, my dear friends, how we should be sensitive. When other devotees are going through some pain, or they are going through some mourning or some bereavement, as devotees, Nimai is teaching us that we should be sensitive. We should be very sensitive. I remember once a preacher was telling me that he was visiting a town where there had been a very unfortunate incident where there was a fire and 2 devotees had left their body. And another incident is in Australia, where one devotee had come during Kartik to Shri Vrindavan Dham on Yatra, and that devotee suddenly in an accident, very young devotee, left the body in an accident in Vrindavan. Australian devotee, very wonderful devotee. And at that time also one preacher, a friend of mine, was going to that town in Australia. So they were telling me, both these preachers were telling me that how they had to be very sensitive, because a Harikatha was organized in advance. And just before they were going to start the Harikatha in that town, there was such a tragedy that happened in the congregation. Some devotees had, in a very untimely, unexpected way, suddenly left. So they had to be very sensitive not to speak about certain things, because there is philosophy, and philosophy is certainly very important. It is our Siddhanta. But the devotees know Siddhanta. And there is a way how philosophy has to be presented. And there are certain times when certain things can be spoken, times when certain things should be avoided. Also, I remember attending the funeral of a friend in Atlanta. Again, this friend also had suddenly left his body. And At that time, a very senior devotee gave the key address to the congregation during the funeral. I was there, and before he started speaking, he told me that I will be very careful not to speak about the philosophy that uh, this is Dukhalayama Shashvatam, and we are not this body, Dehinosmin Yatha Dehe, Kaumaram Yavanam Jara, Tatha Dehantara Praptir, Dhira Satranam. We know this, that when the body dies, the soul doesn't die. Na hanyate hanyamane sharire. And we get another sharir. We get another body. But this philosophy the family knows. But they have suddenly, unexpectedly lost a family member, a dear family member, a devotee. So let's not talk about that. Instead, I will glorify the devotee. I will talk about the various contributions of this devotee, the devotional service that he performed. So all these three devotees, the one who was going to do Harikatha in Australia, the one who was going to do Harikatha in a city in America and in Atlanta, they taught me the principle of sensitivity. It is very important that we should be sensitive. Philosophy is there, but philosophy should be presented in a palatable way. Anudvega karam vakyam. We should not agitate unnecessarily with our speech. Anudvega karam vakyam satyam priya hitam jaya. Amarendra Prabhu always quotes that verse. Satyam bruha, priyam bruha. Something like that. And it should be pleasant and it should be the truth, but truth should be spoken in a pleasing way. In a pleasing way. That is Swadhyaya Abhyasanam Chaiva Vangmayam Tapauchati. That is the way we control our speech. That is the tapasya for speech. So Niravadi Thake Pita Matara Sami. He was consoling, being sensitive to the feelings of his parents. Little Nimai, constantly he was at the side of his parents. Dukha Pasaraye Jena Janani Janake. Because he wanted to give Dukha Pasaraya. He wanted to give them relief from their Dukha, from their sorrow. Therefore, to Dukha Pasaraye Janani Janake. His father and mother sorrow he wanted to mitigate somehow. Khela Sambariya Prabhu Yatna Kari Pade Tilardhe ka Pustaka Chhadiya Nahi Nade. The Lord, little Nimai, Khela Sambariya Prabhu. He stopped all his play. He stopped playing and concentrated on his studies. Yatna Kari Pade. Yatna Kari Pade. He became very studious. And Tilar Deka Pustaka Chhadiya Nahi. Even for a moment, even little bit, he would not go away from his books. His books became his best friends. Always he would be at home reading books. Yatna Kari Pade. He became very studious. Ekabara ye sutra padiya prabhu jai, arabara uladhiya sabare thekaye. He mastered a sutra, any lesson that he would from a shastra that he would hear just once or read just once. Ekabara ye sutra padiya prabhu jai, arabara uladhiya sabare thekaye. He would read a sutra only once and remember it, and then in debate, he could defeat everyone. As far as that topic was concerned, he would understand it so nicely that based on that topic, he had the ability to defeat anyone in debate just by reading it once. Dekhiya apurva buddhi sabai prashamse sabe bole dhanya pita mata hai na vamshe. Seeing his buddhi, apurva buddhi, his unprecedented intelligence, all the people of Nadia, they started glorifying Nimai. Sabai prashamse. They did prashamsa. They praised Nimai's intelligence. And how did they say? Sabe bole dhanya pita mata hena vamshe. Everyone said that this father and mother are most fortunate. Shachi Mata and Jagannath Mishra are most fortunate because they have an intelligent son like Nimai. And not only they, but Vamshe, the whole dynasty, whole family is dhanya, is very blessed, very fortunate to have a great son like Nimai. E mata su buddhi shishu nahi tribhuvane brihaspati jinina haibe adhyayane. In the three worlds, such intelligence was not to be seen. The panditya, the unsurpassed, unfathomable knowledge, intelligence that little Nimai manifested 500 years ago, this world has not seen. This world has not seen. Emata subuddhi shishu nahi tribhuvan. In the three worlds, not seen. Even Brihaspati jiniya haibe adhyayane. Even he could defeat Brihaspati, who is the teacher of the Devatas, the demigods. Even Brihaspati could be defeated by this little Nimai, was now 6-7 years old. Shunile sarva artha apane vakhane taya phaki vakhani te nare ko na jane. And he could explain anything just by hearing it once. Sunile sarva artha apane vakhane. He could explain it just by hearing it once, and no one was able to defeat him. No one was able to defeat him. He was so intelligent, little Nimai. So in his childhood, Nimai manifested his pastime of making everyone chant Harinam. When he became a young boy, he manifested his pastimes of naughtiness. And now when he becomes a little bit older, 6-7 years old, now he's going to manifest his pastimes of unprecedented intelligence and knowledge, vast learning. Now Nimai, he has become Nimai Pandit. He has become Nimai Pandit. Shuniya putrera guna janani harisha mishra puna chitte bada haya vimarisha. Shachi Mata was very happy to see her Nimai becoming so learned and so intelligent. Extraordinary qualities. Shuniya putrera guna janani harish. She became very happy. Shachi Mata became very happy. But Mishra punaha chitte bada haya vimarisha. But Jagannath Mishra again became very sad. Again became very sad. Why? Let's see. Shachi prati bole Jagannath Mishra vara eho putra narahibe samsara bhita. Jagannath Mishra became sad because he concluded that, my dear Shachi Devi, my dear wife Shachi Devi, please listen. I am sad in my heart because I know that this son also, our little Nimai Pandit, is not going to remain in samsara. Why? Because he has become Pandit. He has learned the scriptures, and anyone who learns the Shastra and understands the true meaning of Shastra will understand the importance of Vairagya. Vairagya Vidya Nija Bhakti Yoga. Shikshartham eka purusha puran. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Shariradhari Kripam Buddhyastavam. Janayati Asu Vairagya Jnanam Chatat Ahetuka. This is the effect of Bhakti, Vasudeva Bhakti. That we get very quickly, very easily Vairagya. We get Vairagya. If we really understand how this samsara traps us, the 5th canto, it is very explicitly and elaborately explained in the 5th canto, in the teachings of Jada Bharat to Maharaj Rahugana. This material world, how it is a forest of sense gratification and how we become entrapped. There are so many stories in Srimad Bhagavatam that emphasize this point. The story of Yayati Maharaj, the story of Pururava Maharaj, the story of Puranjan, which is an allegorical story told to Maharaj Prachini Bari by Narada Muni. All these stories teach us how we have to be very careful in the householder life. Very easy to get trapped and distracted. So Jagannath Mishra concluded that because my son Nimai has studied the scriptures, now he is Vedavid. Now he understood the essence of the Vedas, so he will naturally get Vairagya and he will also take sannyas. Now see the reasoning of Jagannath Mishra. It's very brilliant. Ei mata vishwarupa padhi sarva shastra janila samsara satya nahe tila matra. My dear Sachi Devi, just like Nimai is studying the Shastras, do you remember our elder son Vishwarup also had studied similarly? Ei mata vishwarupa padhi sarva shastra. जानीला, and he understood samsara satya nahe tilamat. इतना भी सत्य नहीं है. This samsara, this material existence is an illusion. It is non-permanent. सर्व शास्त्र मर्म जानी विश्वरूप धीरा अनित्य संसार हैते हैला बाहिरा. Our elder son Vishwarup, he is very dheer, very sober person. Sarva Shastra Marma Jani Vishwarupa Dhira. He understood the marma, the essence of all the Shastras. Anitya Samsara Haite Haila Bahira. And he took sannyas because of understanding that this householder life, this material existence is Anitya. Anityam Asukam Lokam Imam Prapya Bhajasvama. In the 18th chapter, Lord Krishna says, after having attained this temporary miserable world, Anityam Asukham Lokam Imam Prapya, having obtained this temporary miserable world, what you should do? Bhajasvama. Do Krishna Bhajan. Krishna is saying that is the solution. Eho jadi sarva shastre hai be jnanavana chhadiya samsara sukha karibe payan. Now similarly, following in the footsteps of Vishwarup, if our Vishwambhar, Nimai Vishwambhar also becomes well versed in Shastra, Jadi Sarva Shastra Haive Jnanavan, Chhadiya Samsara Sukha Karibe Payan. He will give up all this material happiness and he will leave home and take sannyas. Because there is a greater joy in Krishna consciousness. There is a greater joy in Vairagya. The masses feel, the common people feel that there is happiness in Indriya Tripti, in sense gratification. Therefore, we become bhogi because we think by doing bhog, by enjoying with our senses, the sense objects, by enjoying our senses, we become happy. But actually, there is a deeper, more sustainable, more perfect bliss, ananda in Vairagya and in Krishna Bhakti. Krishna Bhakti. There is Rishikena Rishikesha Sevanam Bhakti Ruchyate. If we employ our senses in the service of Rishikesh, then because Krishna is Ananda Murti, by associating with Krishna, we also get, as a side effect, we also get Ananda. So there is Sukh Dukh in this samsara. But in Krishna consciousness, in Krishna Bhakti, there is Ananda. That is the difference. So Jagannath Mishra is convinced that now Vishwarup took sannyas and his younger brother Vishwambhar will follow in his footsteps. Ei putra sabe dui janera jivana ihare na dakhile dui janera marana. It is said that one who gives us the most happiness has the potential of becoming the source of greatest sorrow also. If we are attached to someone too much, because why we are attached? Because that relationship is giving us happiness. Then that very relationship has the potential to give us greatest suffering. Ei putra sabe dui janera jivan. Jagannath Mishra is saying, my dear Sachi Devi, this putra, Nimai, he is our life and soul. Iharena dekhile dui janera marana. Therefore, when he will take sannyas and will not be able to see him, he will become the cause of our death. Hare Krishna. We will both die. Ateiva ihar padiya karya nahi murkha haiya ghare mora rahu ka nimai. Jagannath Mishra is saying, therefore, he should no longer study. Ataiva ihara padhiya karya nahi. No need for him to study henceforth. Let Nimai remain at home as a fool. Murkha haya ghare mora rahu ka nimai. Mora Nimai. Let my Nimai stay at home. Even if the world calls him a fool, uneducated fool, it's okay. Let him be with me. But let him not study Shastra, because by studying Shastra, he will get Vairagya and he will take sannyas. And we will die if he leaves us. We cannot live without him. This is the attachment of Jagannath Mishra and Shachi Mata to their darling Nimai. Mora Nimai. Murkha haya ghare mora rahu ka Nimai. Shachi bole murkha haile जीवे के माने मूर्खेरा कन्या ना दिबे को न जाने. Shachimata is arguing with her dear husband Sri Jagannath Mishra that मूर्ख हईला जीवे के माने. If he remains an uneducated fool, what about his jivika? What about his occupation? How will he earn money? How will he earn his livelihood? And the second reason is मूर्खे रहता कन्यायावना दिबे को न जाने. And if he remains uneducated, who will give their daughter in marriage to him? So Srimati Shachi Devi is giving two arguments why Nimai should continue with education. One is that if he doesn't get educated, how will he earn his livelihood? What occupation will he do? And secondly, who will give their daughter in marriage? Mishra bole tumita abodha viprasuta harta harta bharta Krishna sabara rakshita. Very beautiful words. Mishra bole, so Jagannath Mishra countered to Shachi Devi. This is a conversation between Shachi Mata and Jagannath. Tumita abodha viprasuta. You are not very intelligent. Even though you are Viprasuta, you are the daughter of Shri, the great Shri Nilambar Chakravarti, who was a very great Pandit, Brahman Pandit. You are Viprasuta, but you are Abodha. You are not very intelligent. Because you are saying that Vidya or education is the source of Jivika, is the source of livelihood and money, and is the source of getting a good wife. You get a good wife and you get money because of education. If you are saying this, then I say that you are abodha. You are not very intelligent. Why? Harta karta bharta Krishna sabara rakshita. Such a beautiful verse. That Krishna is the karta. Krishna is the doer. Krishna is the bharta. He is the maintainer. Krishna is the harta. Krishna is the giver. Krishna is the taker. Krishna is the controller. He is the maintainer. And Sabara Rakshita, and he is the protector. What a beautiful verse. Mishra bole tumita abodha viprasuta harta karta bharta Krishna sabara rakshita. Krishna is the doer. Krishna is the maintainer, bharta. Krishna is rakshita. Krishna is the protector, not the degree, not the diploma, not education. Jagat poshan kare jagatera Jagannath panditye poshaye keba kahila tomata. The Supreme Lord Jagdish, Jagannath, he maintains the entire Jagat. He maintains the entire universe. Who told you that good education can maintain one? Who told you that good education is the maintainer? Panditya poshaye, that your panditya, your education does your poshan. Keba kahila tomata. Who told you this? This nonsense philosophy that your education is the one that maintains you. Poshaye means maintains. Kiba murkha ki pandita jahara ye khane kanya likhi yache Krishna sehai be apane. Whether one is fool, kiba murkha, or whether one is a scholar, ki pandita, jahara ye khane. Whatever is written, whatever is sanctioned, whatever is written on the kapal, fate, destiny, by Krishna, kanya likhi yache Krishna se haive apane. Whatever Krishna has sanctioned, money and wife, a person will get, regardless of whether kiba murkha ki pandita, whether he is a fool or whether he is a scholar. Kula vidya adi upalakshana sakala sabare poshaye Krishna Krishna sarva bala. Kula, great family, birth, and education. Kula vidya adi means Janma, Janma Aishwarya Shruta Shrivi, Kunti Devi says. So high birth, education, physical beauty. Kula Vidya Adi Upalakshana. All these different attributes, material attributes that a person may have. Kula, Vidya, Adi, Upalakshana, Sakala, all of them. Sabare Poshaye Krishna, Krishna Sarva Bala. They are all not actually our maintainers. Our maintainer is not our education, our money, our family, our friends. No. Krishna Sarva Bala. Krishna is the source of all strength. Not that my strength is my education. I have got a degree from Emory University or Harvard University. That is not our strength. That is not our asset. Our asset is not how strong we are, or how tall we are, or how influential our family is, or how many friends we have on Facebook. Majority of them we don't even know. So no, not how many contacts we have on our phone. That is not our asset. Krishna Sarva Bala. Krishna is our maintainer. Krishna is the source of all strength. Balam Balavatam Chaham. So Krishna is the source of all strength. This is the meaning of Goptritve Varana. One of the 6 limbs of bhakti, the Shadanga Sharanagati, one of them is Goptritve Varana, to accept Krishna as one's maintainer. This is exactly the meaning. We think that my maintainer is my savings account, my 401k, my checking account, my health insurance plan, or this, that. This is my maintainer. That is not. Everything can be finished. Now we see in Afghanistan, there must be some rich people who live in Afghanistan. But what? You may have money in your bank, or you may have money with you, but overnight everything can change. Everything can change. So money is not our maintainer. I know one devotee, very unfortunate. They have a lot of money and they got admitted during COVID. They got COVID and they got hospitalized. They had a lot of money, but there was no oxygen. There was no oxygen. And one of them left their body without oxygen. So money is not really our maintainer. When whatever Krishna decides, we have to bow down before Krishna. It is not in our hands. We should never think that we are in control of the situation. We like to be in control. It is human nature to be in a conditioned state. It is our nature to be in control. We like to be in control. Therefore, we plan. Therefore, we save. Therefore, we have insurance, because we like to be in control. We don't like anxiety. We don't like uncertainty. But Sri Jagannath Mishra is teaching us in Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat that yes, we do all that, but ultimately we have to understand Krishna Sarva Bala. Krishna Sarva Bala. Mare Krishna Rakhe ke Rakhe Krishna. Hare Krishna. It is said, I have heard this from great devotees. I always remind myself of this one sentence. I love this sentence very much in life. Ultimately, we have to bow down before Krishna's will. Before Krishna's desire, we have to bow down. We have to accept Krishna's will. We should not be attached to our plans. We have to accept Krishna's will. We may desire a certain way things should happen, but Krishna may have a different plan. And we plan, we try to the best of our intelligence, but ultimately we bow down to Krishna's desire. That is very important lesson here. Kula Vidya Adi Upa Lakshana Sakala Sabare Poshaye Krishna Krishna Sarva Bala. This line should be memorized. Sabare Poshaye Krishna. Who is doing our portion? Krishna. Sabare Poshaye Krishna. Not Kula Vidya Dhan. Krishna Sarva Bala. Krishna is everyone's strength. Shakshate ekene na dekha amata padiyao amar ghare kene nahi bhat. So now to convince Sachi Devi, Jagannath Mishra is giving an example. And whose example he's giving? He's giving his own example. He says, look at me, my dear one. I am Jagannath Mishra. I am a great Pandit myself. But are we rich? No, they were very simple. Jagannath Mishra and Shachi Mata, they were not very rich. They were very simple. Very simple. But although I am educated, we are poor. Ghare nahi bhat. We don't even know where our next meal will come. We are very simple Brahmanas. Whatever little dakshina we get, we survive on that. So I am an example that education is not the source of money and good wife. No. Bhalamate varna ucharite o ye na re sahasra pandita giya dekhatar dware. Because we have seen in this world, Jagannath Mishra is saying, someone may be unable to even properly recite the alphabet. Bhalamate varna ucharite eonare. They cannot even do uchchar, they cannot even pronounce the alphabet properly. Sahasra pandita giya dekhatara dware. And 1,000 pandits will be sitting at his doorstep for bhiksha. Because they have money. Even though they are not educated. And we see so many people have so much money. They may not be educated, but they may have black money, they may have money by illicit means, or they may just get plain lucky. So many times we see people get lottery, or they gamble and they win, or they get suddenly inheritance, or they just start some venture and they are very successful. So this is called prarabdha. This is called destiny. This is called destiny. Like someone may decide that like there is an example actually. there is one devotee. This is fascinating story. Fascinating story. There is a devotee. Please listen to the story, my dear friends. You'll be amazed. There is one devotee in Sri Vrindavan Dham, and he cycles those rickshaws. Or maybe now they are electric rickshaws. He runs those electric rickshaws as a service. He used to be in Delhi. He had a 9 to 5 job, basic education, 9 to 5 job. But then he got very inspired that I want to live in Vrindavan and I want to die in Vrindavan. So he accepted the vrat of Akhanda Brajvas. I will uninterruptedly forever live and die in Vrindavan. I will do my bhajan. So 8 hours a day he runs cycle rickshaw, and remaining 16 hours he's doing his bhajan. His family and everything. He has a wife, no children, just wife, and they do bhajan. They take darshan in the temples, they chant, and they do their bhajan. Very simple life, and they serve Vaishnavas. So for his day-to-day living, he rides the rickshaw for 8 hours a day. So whole day he was working, 8 hours full. He cycled his rickshaw, and then he earned some 450 rupees on a particular day. He came home in the evening, and his wife had fever. So he had to take her to the hospital. So there is that Ramakrishna Mission Hospital in Vrindavan. So he took his wife there for checkup, and she had some strep throat or some infection. They did the test and prescribed medicine, antibiotic, crocin, etc., etc. And then she was discharged home. So he gave the doctor bill, he paid the pharmacy money for the medicines, came home, and the total was 500 rupees. So that whole day he worked and he earned 400 rupees. He came home, his wife was sick, took her to the doctor, and he spent 500 rupees. And he used to live day to day. Not that he had a lot of savings, day to day. So loss. Then he got a phone call that same night that some devotee in Delhi, he required Vrajraj. Because many devotees, even I have requested many devotees to bring Vrajraj home. So every day we can eat little Vrajraj, apply some Vrajraj to our body. It's very, very, very purifying. Very purifying. So when we are doing Nirjala Ekadashi, we don't even have to do Achaman with water. You can just do with Vrajraj. So many devotees, they keep Vrajraj in their homes and they do Vrajraj Sevan every day. They put little Vrajraj in their food, in their mouth, like that. So one devotee requested, can you send some Vrajraj for me? That same night. So he said, yeah, tomorrow morning I will go to some holy place, and in Vrindavan, the whole Vraj is very holy, but I will go to one place where there is Vrajraj and I will send you. So he went to one place in Vrindavan. There are many Kalparusha trees there. And he started digging under one tree to get in one bag. He wanted to send Vrajraj. So he said, I will collect. So he started digging. And as he was digging, he felt a plastic bag, polythene, plastic bag. So he dug it out, and there were all several thousand notes, rupees in that plastic that somebody had dug. So now what to do? So he went and asked his Gurudev that I was collecting Vrajraj for this devotee who requested, and I was going to send it, and I was digging and I found a lot of money, like few lakh rupees. So he asked his Guru. Now Gurudev knew this Vaishnava very well, and he knew how he was very simple, hardworking. He had given up his job to come and do bhajan in Vrindavan. So Guru Maharaj said that yeah, you give certain percentage to the temple, donate it for Krishna, for the service of Vaishnavas, and you send the Vrajraj to this devotee, and remaining you keep, that Krishna has given you. You keep. So all his financial problems were solved. So see the prarabdha. He comes home, works very hard, that is his karma, earns 400 rupees by driving a rickshaw whole day, comes home with 400 rupees and ends up spending 500 rupees because his wife is sick. Prarabdha. And next day he's collecting some Vrajraj to do some Vaishnava seva for a Vaishnava, and suddenly he gets lakhs of rupees. This is also prarabdha. So we may think, we may plan that, by my karma I will get, but ultimately Krishna is in control. Srila Prabhupada would always say that when Krishna takes with his Chaturbhuj, in his Narayan form, he takes with 4 hands, and you have only 2 hands. How can you resist? Krishna is taking from your hands, and you are holding back. No, I will not. But Krishna has 4 hands. He will take it. You have only 2 hands. But Srila Prabhupada said, when Krishna gives, Sahasrabahu, he gives with thousands of hands. And you have only 2 hands. How much can you receive? Like they say in Hindi, chappar phadke dete hai Bhagwan. So like that. So Krishna can take and Krishna can give as he likes. Manasa deha geha jo kichu mor arpilu tua pade nanda kishore. So it is 8:47, and Shri Jagannath Mishra is telling us very wonderful philosophy. So we will stop here and we will continue next time. Very wonderful conversation is going on between Shachi Mata and Jagannath Mishra. So we'll stop here. If anyone has any questions or comments, we can take for a few minutes, and then we'll end early because tomorrow is Shri Krishna Janmashtami and we all have to take a rest early. So we are ready for tomorrow. So Kirtida Sundari Mataji, 1 second. You can unmute. Just give me 1 second. Yes, Mataji, you can unmute now. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Can you hear me?
Yes, Kirtida Sundari.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Dandavat pranams. First of all, I would just like to say that such a beautiful conversation is going on between Jagannath Mishra and Sachi Mata, and you are narrating it so wonderfully. We were able to, at least I'll talk about myself, was able to envision the pastime. And Prabhu, I have one question. This is very practical as we are in this age of Kali Yuga. Now, yes, Krishna is the Bharta, Krishna is the maintainer, he is the protector. And I do agree to whatever you have said, but what guidance should we give to next generation, the children, that they should study or, they should not? Because I've seen, no offense, but, some devotees, they're going to Gurukul. Yes, they are learning Srimad Bhagavatam. They are doing their academics also. But later on, ending up in either some religious studies or maybe some carpentry job or like such kind of job. So how we should train our children in that sense, because they can also take this advantage. Like if my prarabdha has money, then I will get somehow or the other. And if my prarabdha doesn't have then, why should I study? That kind of feeling, like how we should guide.
Right. So, Hare Krishna. In Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, there is a story of Shivananda Sen. Shivananda Sen, he is a gopi in Golok Vrindavan, a friend of Srimati Radharani in his Krishna Leela Swarup.
Yes.
And in Gaur Leela, he is Shivananda Sen. He is like an uncle of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And he is almost like a guru and mentor for Sri Jagadananda Pandit. And he is a very responsible grahastha with 3 sons and a wife. And he used to work and he used to earn Lakshmi. And he would sponsor the travel of all the Navadvipasis to Nilachal every year. He would pay the expenses for their food, their travel, their lodging, and the toll that they had to pay while passing through so many kingdoms. So Shivananda Sen was financially very astute, financially very accomplished, very wise, and he knew how to manage his wealth, physical, his material wealth. And he would use it in Krishna's service, that is Yukta Vairagya. On the other hand, there was Vasudev Datta. And Vasudev Datta, we know he was very, very merciful. He wanted to take the sins of all the living entities in all the Brahmandas, not just this universe, not just this Brahmanda, all the Brahmandas. In the entire Mahat Tattva, in the entire material creation, all the universes, all the conditioned souls, I want to take their sins alone. And I want to eternally suffer in hell for their sins, but let them all get Krishna Bhakti and let them go back home, back to God. This was Vasudeva Datta's prayer.
Yes.
So anyone, you can imagine how selfless he was. So anyone would come to him for anything. They knew his charitable nature. He would just give, give, give. But that is not practical. You cannot survive if you just give away because people can take advantage. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, at this time, he is a sannyasi. He had already taken sannyas. You know what he instructed Shivananda Sen? He said, your service to me is that you manage the finances of Vasudeva Datta. You be his financial manager so that he doesn't give away in charity all the money that he has. Make sure he has some. And what was the result of this financial management? Later on, this Vasudeva Datta became the caregiver for Narayani, who is the mother of the author of Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat, Sri Vrindavan Das Thakur. Vrindavan Das Thakur lost his father when he was in the womb of his mother. He lost his father, and then Narayani Devi, she took shelter in the house of Vasudeva Datta. And Vrindavan Das Thakur grew up in the house of Vasudeva Datta, but he could have that house and the money to take care of other Vaishnavas because Shivananda Sen was controlling his expenditure, controlling his finances. So this is very important. Another example from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita is Srila Rupa Goswami. He had money. He was working and he saved that money. He didn't spend it frivolously. He saved it and he had boatloads filled with gold coins. And how did he divide that wealth? He kept some for emergencies, 25%. 25% he used for personal maintenance and maintenance of family. And 50% he donated to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and the mission of the Lord. Different temples, different Vaishnava Brahmanas. He gave away in charity, 50%. Why? Because he had boatloads of wealth. Because he managed his finances very well. He saved. And what was the effect? With a grocer, he kept, how many was it? 8,000 gold coins. And that was used by Sri Sanatan Goswami to give it to the jailer as a bribe so he could escape from the prison. If Sri Rupa Goswami had not done that financial management, Sri Sanatan Goswami would not have been able to escape from the jail. So saving for rainy day, saving for emergencies, saving money for our day-to-day maintenance, and giving donations. Everything has to be balanced. This is the meaning of Ashtami, the middle path. You have to balance. So my advice to the youth of ISKCON would be that one has to honestly look at our swabhav, look at our nature. Now, some devotees will be very, very inclined to be very Brahminical. That I just want to study Srimad Bhagavad. I just want to learn how to do yajna, how to do puja. And I want to live like a true Brahman. I will do pujas, I will do havans, I will do yajnas, I will do different samskar, upanayan samskar, griha pravesh samskar, vivaha samskar. I will do all the samskaras and whatever the grihasthas happily give me in dakshina, I will subsist on that like a Brahman. The vow of poverty. I will take a vow of poverty, like Sudama. There are so many examples like that. If that is the case, that is the inclination, then that is their calling, and that is glorious. That is very pure. But for majority of the devotees, my humble suggestion is that they should, we are living in this world in Kali Yuga, they should get the material education that is available, while at the same time going deep in their spiritual education. But they should get their degrees and diplomas, whether it is engineering or law or medicine, MBA, whatever. We should do it nicely, because for preaching, it is an excellent tool. It is an excellent tool if you want to preach, and ours is a preaching movement. Janma sarthak kari kara paropkar. It is very pleasing to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu when Jare dekho tare kaho Krishna upadesh, when we preach. But who will listen to us? I was talking to one Srila Prabhupada's disciple, Shiki Mahiti Prabhu. He is our vice president here in ISKCON Atlanta. He said something very brilliant. He said in the 1970s, we would stand at traffic lights with Back to Godhead magazines in our hands. And when the light would turn red, we would go from car to car, knock on their windshield, and people would roll their windows down, and we would literally put Back to Godhead magazines inside and say, give donation, take this magazine, give donation. And they would give $1 or $2. And so that's how we built this temple. Whole day we would be standing at traffic lights, distributing Back to Godhead magazines and Prabhupada books and getting $1, $2 and raising money. But Shikimati Prabhu was telling me that if we do that today, if ISKCON devotees are standing at all the traffic lights in Atlanta, and this is the only source of income we have, when it is red light, we start knocking on the windows and start throwing some Back to Godhead magazines inside. Who will take us seriously? Who will come to our temples? Is that positive preaching? Now people will listen if you are working in a multinational company. You have got a nice job, you have got a white collar job, and you are educated, and you have got an MBA or a PhD or a MS after your name, then people will listen to you. So material education is very important. In one lecture, my Guru Maharaj, Srila Radhanath Swami Maharaj, was glorifying His Grace Radhesham Prabhu and said that he wanted to join the Brahmacharya ashram before, but he stayed in IIT and completed his MTech. Not just BTech, but MTech, master's degree. Why? Because that will open up so many more avenues for him to preach. When you hear that this person is an MTech from IIT, let me take it seriously. Let me listen to what he has to say. Because he's intelligent. So it can be a very good tool in preaching. Also, it helps us peacefully practice Krishna consciousness, because if we have a job and we have a steady source of income, then we can practice Krishna consciousness in a stable way, on a stable foundation, and we can also donate for Krishna conscious purposes. We don't want to have Falgu Vairagya, where we reject material education, not seeing its connection with Krishna, just rejecting it. No. Srila Prabhupada encouraged His Holiness Swarup Damodar Goswami, Dr. Singh, to get his PhD from University of California, because that can be such a, and it proved to be such a powerful preaching tool. He established Bhaktivedanta Institute, where so many scholars got connected with Krishna consciousness. His Holiness Bhakti Tirtha Swami Maharaj, he was an Ivy League graduate. He had his degree from Princeton University. And therefore, he was able to preach to the intelligentsia of the society. His Holiness Tamal Krishna Goswami Maharaj, after serving Prabhupada, being his personal secretary, traveling with Prabhupada, doing so many things, preaching in China on the order of Srila Prabhupada, towards the end of his life, as an Acharya, His Holiness Tamal Krishna Goswami Maharaj is teaching us. He went to Case Western University, one of the good universities of America, and he was pursuing his PhD on the theology in Srila Prabhupada's books. That was the topic of his dissertation. Why? Because Srila Tamal Krishna Goswami Maharaj said that there is a great need to preach to the intelligentsia of the society. Because if they become devotees, if they accept this message, then so many will accept. Srila Prabhupada's disciple, very senior disciple, Her Grace Jadurani Mataji. She was personally trained by Srila Prabhupada in how to draw Krishna conscious paintings. And then over the years, she refined her skills And now she has come up with a very beautiful album of paintings, Jadurani Mataji, paintings of different Leelas of Radha and Krishna. And this was gifted by someone to the Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi ji. And when he looked at this book with such beautiful paintings, he was astounded. Who is this artist who is able to portray through the drawings such amazing pastimes of Radha and Krishna, as if this artist is actually seeing the Nitya Leela. He told his secretary, find out who is the painter. Oh, it is Jadurani Devi. Whoever she is, contact her. I want to meet her. So they contacted Jadurani Mataji. And coincidentally, she is in India for the 125th anniversary of Srila Prabhupada's Vyasa Puja. So she actually met Shri Narendra Modi, the Prime Minister of India and one of the foremost political leaders on this planet Earth today, one of the most influential persons on this planet Earth, wants to see her. Wants to see her. And he did a full interview with her. And it is going viral on social media. Now everyone knows about ISKCON, everyone knows about Srila Prabhupada, everyone knows about his 125th anniversary, and everyone knows about Jadurani Mataji. Such amazing preaching. If we are expert in our skills, so we have to develop these skills. We have to develop these skills. It's not that Yadubar Prabhu and Vishakha Devi, they became photographers and they were able to make the movie Hare Krishna, the mantra, the Swami behind it, this beautiful movie, without any material training. No, they went to a photography and video making school and they have their degrees. They're professional photographers and videographers. And that's why they were able to come up with such wonderful movies and photographs. So material education is required. Material education can be used in Krishna's service. I am part of the Global Health Committee of the Governing Body Commission of ISKCON, the GBC. And His Grace Gauranga Prabhu and Sundarananda Prabhu from UK, he's a urologist, they are leading it. It's unbelievable how many medical doctors, physical therapists, occupational therapists, speech therapists, nurses, pharmacists, they have come together to form a health committee. And it is developing into a healthcare system, Kirtida Sundari Mataji. You'll be very happy to know. And the GBC wants to prepare this forum of all the medical healthcare professionals in ISKCON to offer free medical service to all the ISKCON devotees all over the world. There will be representatives in practically every state in the United States and every country where there is ISKCON temple. And any devotee who has any health problem, they will have access to a board certified urologist, neurologist, geriatrician, oncologist, pediatrician. So they can get advice in real time. They're coming up with an app where devotees, ISKCON devotees can have their profile and they can ask questions. They can get connected immediately to a healthcare professional. So our material qualification can be a very useful asset for Vaishnav Seva. Prabhu kahe Vaishnav Seva nama sankirtan dui kara shigra pave Shri Krishna charan. Name ruchi Vaishnav Seva. What is that?
Jive Doya Name Ruchi Vaishnava Sevan.
Thank you, dear Amarendra. Jive Doya Name Ruchi Vaishnava Sevan. Ei chhadi dharma nahi shuno sana. So Vaishnava Seva is very, very foundational for our Krishna consciousness. Aham hare tava padaika mula dasanu dasu. Raja ko hai ami tomar daser anudas. Vrittera vritta karo ei abhilash. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhur daser anudas seva abhilasha kore narotam. This dasanu das. This is very foundational for our Gaudiya Vaishnavism. And our material qualifications can be extremely useful tools for Vaishnava Seva. We have our Maheshwari advocate, Mahaprabhu Prabhu. He recently left this world. He was a lawyer and he became a devotee in ISKCON. Mataji, he fought and won 21 court cases for ISKCON. 21 court cases free of cost, single-handedly, which were going on for years. He fought and he won for ISKCON. 21 court cases. What an amazing service. Srinathji Prabhu, Dr. N.D. Desai, one of the most affluent industrialists from Mumbai. He has helped Srila Prabhupada so much, Srila Prabhupada's mission so much by giving financial donations. There is practically no major ISKCON project that has not benefited from the charity of Srinathji Prabhu in India. This is not an exaggeration. That is, I repeat, there is not one major ISKCON project in India that has not benefited from the donations of Srinathji Prabhu. Everyone received from it. We see our Ambarish Prabhu. Srila Prabhupada gave such an apt name, Ambarish, King Ambarish Maharaj. So he is in the dynasty of Henry Ford, very affluent, multi-millionaire family. How much he has served Srila Prabhupada? How many millions of dollars he has donated for our temple in Mayapur? So material qualification, material education can be used as Yukta Vairagya. We don't want to become Falgu Vairagis. We want to become Yukta Vairagis. So my advice to the youth of ISKCON is, unless you are very special and you have that deep calling that I want to live a very pure, simple, Brahminical life, that is glorious, but that is not for everyone. That is not for everyone. Otherwise, later on, we can go into a crisis of sorts and regret. For most of us, we should get materially qualified without compromising on Krishna consciousness, without compromising on our sadhana, without compromising on the principles of Krishna consciousness. And we should get materially qualified. No harm in being affluent. You can follow the example of Srila Rupa Goswami and Shivananda Sen and be engaged in Krishna consciousness. In our house, we should be very simple. We should not wear expensive clothes, go on expensive vacations, or eat in expensive restaurants or any restaurant. Why should we do that? We should remain Krishna conscious, but we can use money in Krishna's service. It is Krishna's energy. So that is my advice. Is that okay, Kirta Sundari Mataji? Hare Krishna. Sorry, I spoke.
Yes. No worries. Yes, Prabhu. Thank you so much. Actually, the context was for the Jagannath Mishra and Sachi Devi, what the context was going on. So I don't want the youth to be misled with all that. So that's why I asked this question, because I too have a youth in my home. So, my point was that, yes, material education is equally important. And yes, as you said, without compromising on the principles of Krishna consciousness. Yes, Prabhu. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Sundar. Hare Krishna. Gaur Chandra Prabhu, last question and then we'll stop.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavad Pranam. So I'll just quickly ask this. So as you did mention in the class, Prabhuji, about that, the Vrajras, how we should, consume it and just apply it on the head. And so devotees who don't have Vrajraj in their house, and now if they worship Tulsi, that the soil and the sand that, that is in the plant, is it equivalent to that Vrajraj, Prabhuji, or is it?
Yes, it is also very powerful. The soil where Srimati Tulsi Maharani, Vrinda Devi, wherever there is Vrinda Devi, there is Vrindavan. Vrinda Devi is non-different. Tvam kirtyase satvata tantra vidbhir lila bhidhana kila Krishna shakti tavaiva murtis tulasi nriloke vrinde namaste charana ravindam. That Tavaiva Murtis Tulasi Indrilok. In Indrilok, in this mortal world, that Vrinda Devi, who is Leela Shakti of Krishna in Golok Vrindavan, she has appeared as a plant, Tulasi. So she is Vrinda Devi. Tulsi plant is Vrinda Devi. She is Tulsi Maharani. Kaschit Tulasi Kalyani, Govinda Charana Priya. She is Kalyani. So yes, that soil is also very powerful. Vrajraj is Vrajraj. So you can request some devotees to bring you some Vrajraj. In Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, there is a very beautiful story when Jagadananda Pandit came to Jagannath Puri. When Jagadananda Pandit came from Jagannath Puri to Sri Vrindavan Dham, Sri Sanatan Goswami sent some Vrajraj from the Vamshivat, from the Rasasthali for Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Why? Now there were Tulsi plants in Jagannath Puri. So Mahaprabhu could have taken that. But no, Vrajraj is Vrajraj. So Sanatan Goswami sent Vrajraj from Vrindavan for Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and Mahaprabhu gave away other gifts. He gave away the pilu fruits to everyone. But the Govardhan Shila that Sanatan Goswami sent and the Vrajraj from Rasasthali that Sanatan Goswami sent, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu kept it as personal gifts, very dear, his personal property, and he kept it. So that is very special. Vrajraj is very special. So you can request some devotees to send you some Vrajraj from Vrindavan. And next time you go to Vrindavan, you bring Brajraj for yourself.
Yes, Prabhuji. I've just a little bit left. I was just making sure, just in case it's finished. So, but that's, yeah, that answers my question, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna. So we'll stop here. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanandi. Hari Hari Bol. Thank you very much. Hare
Thank you
Krishna.
so much,
Krishna.
Prabhuji.
Wish you all a very happy
Thank you,
Krishna
Prabhuji.
Janmashtami in advance.
Hare
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna,
Prabhuji,
Hare
Dandavat
Krishna, Prabhuji.
Pranam.
Dandavat pranam.
Hare Krishna.
One
Jai Jai
second,
Shri
Prabhuji.
Radhe.
Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Hare Krishna.